this. I basically have this all laid out right here. I have a UD pocket in this particular Pi, or I mean this NUC, and I have the Pi device here. And here you can see the Imprivata badge reader. So let me go ahead and kind of wake everything up here, as I said, and if I can get everything to wake up, well, helps if I get the right keyboard. There we go. So you can see that they're all there right there. That's the screen for the UD, and there's the screen for the RX 420 in my case. And actually, I want to go ahead and get that out of there and get ready. So I'm going to now go into demo mode with you, and I'm going to be the doctor or whoever, right? And I could be in clinic, or I could be in one of those pop-up clinics, or whatever the case may be. And I'm going to show you a healthcare workflow. And basically what I'm going to do is come in and use the same badge, maybe that I use to get access to the building, or maybe something separate. I know that, with my provider, they literally have them around their neck, and they'll pull out and tap in. I've seen it done every time I go to the doctor. So I'm going to show you here what that looks like and bring it all up here so you see it. And I'm going to go right here and tap in. Authentication then occurs, and just like that, I'm into my virtual desktop. And I'm already in here, and with Imprivata in place, and I'll let Blake add commentary here if you want to. Blake, feel free. But once I launched my EHR, that's another thing that Imprivata brought to the table, was they did the single sign-on into that. Now, IGEL, of course, brings to the table that thin client approach, or that software-driven device approach anywhere that's very secure, right? And of course, Citrix is bringing me the session. Now, here's the big thing, right? We have all worked together on some stuff here, and one of the things I mentioned was telemedicine. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself off the screen here for just a moment, and I'm going to go here into a Teams call. And let's say, for example, I've come in and I've looked at my rounds I'm going to have to do today. But before I go see this patient as a doctor, maybe I want to consult with another doctor. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here and call this doctor here, and I'm going to make a Teams call. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm calling myself. So I'm going to mute this so that it doesn't make all kinds of noise whenever I do accept it. I'll accept it. There I am. Let me put my cameras on. And there you can see the preview camera down at the bottom. You should see the camera from there. There it is right there. So even on a thin client type device, this is a NUC. I could, of course, be using one of these typical, as you've seen here, the regular UDs, right? That I can have a great optimized. You'll notice up here at the top, it even says optimized 64-bit Citrix optimized. So telemedicine type things work just fine in this environment that you can see here. And now then, I have completed that patient workflow, and I'm ready to go talk to this patient. So what do I do? Well, in this case, I could just use my badge, tap out, go down to the room, and if there's another setup like this, tap in, and the session follows me. So work with me here. I tap out, I go down to the room, tap in, and the session follows me. Now I'm going to do something just a little bit different in this case. Now remember I said that I had the RX 420, and this is the Pi-based device, okay? You may or may not have seen demos before of Citrix casting, but I have here Workspace, Citrix Workspace on my iPad. I could have it on my phone, whatever the case is. And just to kind of show you what that looks like here, if I jump over here and switch it up here so that you can see it, this is what it looks like to me on the screen, okay? So there's Workspace. Now, what you don't see here, because I'm covering it up, if you look down the lower right, there's two little green dots. One is a Pindo for an experience. One is a casting device. So if I click on that, you can see it turns on my camera, all right? Well, what am I going to do with that? Let me switch back over here to that, and you guys can see that. And I'm going to go up here. Let me actually bring it up here so that you can see me do this. I'm going to go up here and scan that. And what's going to happen is it will make the connection and move the desktop that I just had over here to this device. And now I'm in the patient room. And of course, I could, consult with the patient about what's going on with their healthcare condition and so on and so forth. And by the way, kudos to Frederick. There's a change we need to make in our configuration to make that go a little bit faster. So heads up thinking on the IGEL side. Thank you there, Frederick. So now you see what I did, right? I left, let's go back here and look at my devices. I left this device where I tapped in, okay? And then I used this device to go over here on this and do a QR code in, okay? So now that I've been in here, I've got the keyboard and mouse, I've talked to the patient, and okay, we've gone over the treatment plan, and it's time now for me to exit the room. Now I could just tap here on the screen of my mobile device and clear out, or I could be a good user and just disconnect here. All right. So now then, treatment plan with the patient. I go back to the physician's lounge because I got more work that I need to do. So how do I do that? Well, here's the identity badge again. I tap in, and it should just reconnect me right back to that. Well, actually, I got multiple desktops, so I got to go choose. It would reconnect me normally right back to that desktop if I didn't have a whole bunch of extra desktops there. So I have several different demo desktops, so that's why you see all those. So that's it, right? That's fast user switching. And if you consider what's happened here, this is Scott Lane's virtual clinic, if you will, using the power of Citrix technologies that already deliver virtual apps and desktops, and using SD-WAN to take that edge, that secure access service edge, all the way out to wherever the people are doing their work, delivering that frontline care. And then with the beauty of Imprivata, making sure that this is really Dr. Scott that's doing all of this kind of stuff, right? And Workspace allowing me to roam across multiple devices, and IGEL giving me these devices sitting right at the endpoint, right? And if somebody says, well, that thing's really cool, they take it and steal it, there's no PHI loss. So this demo I've done numerous times for healthcare, and it always resonates well. With that, hey, you know what, Jeff, Jim, Blake? I think the demo gods smiled on me today.
Yeah, I think you're right. Great job.